Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show, week 15. Wow. I mean, week 15 is here, guys. Grab your cup of coffee, people. It is Thursday morning, and we are going to rock this show. Man, I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, the Niners' Kyle Shanahan won't choose between Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey from MVP. He's like, are you trying to get me in trouble when asked? I mean, the guy is just on fire, guys. I mean, just, wow. I mean, Brock Purdy or Christian McCaffrey, who do you pick for MVP, really? Who do you pick? I mean, Christian is definitely, you got to think, I mean, which person do they really need? They need both. I just think it should be maybe both. But, I mean, Brock, now if you're going to compare it to another quarterback, definitely Brock Purdy. Think about it. I mean, close to Dak Prescott, mind you. Close to Dak. Dak is, and, this is big for me. I mean, coming from me, talking about Dak Prescott being MVP. If you know me, I've been sort of a critic of Dak Prescott. But this year, now McCarthy, what they did in the beginning of the year, this is interesting. He went over every single flub, and there was many, of Dak Prescott. And he went over just not 1 year, all the years. And they want to fix what's wrong there. Now, mind you, the funny part is that here you have Brock Purdy, right? And Brock is sitting there, second year. And, I mean, the guy is just, he's ice. I mean, when you have it, you have it. That's how I look at it, man. When you have it, you have it. You know what I mean? It's sort of like Lamar Jackson. In the beginning of the year, if you listen to my shows, I predicted that the San Francisco 49ers would be playing the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl this year, and I predicted that Lamar Jackson would win the MVP. Now, mind you, if Lamar comes out and the next few games and just balls, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. I mean, the teams have the same win and loss records, right? And, and if he brings his team to the Super Bowl, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to choose because you have to understand, Lamar, he doesn't have all the actual weapons that Brock has. Now, mind you, I'm not saying anything, I'm not demeaning Brock about that at all. But, man, I tell you, that Brock Purdy, man, I mean, you look at him, he's so sweet in the pocket, and he makes it look effortless. Now, if you make things look effortless in this game, and you are just diming that ball, I mean, as what Ayuk would put, what did he say? He'd pop. And he was like a pop, P-O-P, It's like, wow. Oh, no, excuse me. Dot. That's what he called it. D-O-T, dot. Like it was a dart, and he dotted the ball. And, I mean, he has been throwing the ball amazingly. I mean, with Lamar, it's just different. I mean, he can run. He can really, move the game by getting out of the pocket and creating separation. And those receivers are even getting better for Baltimore. But they don't have his number one receiver, Mark Andrews. And I don't know if Mark will be ready if they make it to the Super Bowl or not. They're talking about that right now. So hold on to your hats on that one, guys. That's for sure. But the thing of it is that Kyle Shanahan, when he was asked about, which which one would you choose between Brock Purdy or Christian McCaffrey for MVP? And Kyle's like, yeah, come on. Really, guys? I'm not going to get baited into this, answering this question. However, if Brock Purdy or any other quarterback comes up short when the Associated Press NFL Most Valuable Player is revealed, at NFL Honors, Shanahan believes that there's no other choice but CMC, right? I tell you, man, it's, look, it is what it is. It's just an award, right? Me, on the other hand, I'm a coach. Yeah, okay. Let's just go on next. Let's talk about wins and losses. Let's just do that because, man, really, think about it. Now, if you watched the games last week and, come on, man. I mean, the refs, like I told everyone probably knows this. My name is Calvin Dean. If you're just new to the channel, I pick winners like no other analysts. There's no one better. There just isn't. You listen to my shows. I've picked 16 Super Bowl winners in a row. 16. There's no one that has ever done that. Now, you have to understand something. I know football and I know refs because I was one. All right? Patrick Mahomes, I mean, he is just kind of upset. And the reason why he is upset is because of the refs last week. I mean, usually people, when the receivers are lining up maybe past the line of scrimmage or near the line of scrimmage, or they're just there. They ask the ref to go, "Am I okay?" And he'll tell you, "Back up just a little," right, or warn you. But all game long, Kadarius Toney was lining up the same way, And then what happens at the end? They call an offsides when Kelsey makes that amazing play. I mean, that was an amazing play with Kadarius Toney. It was a game, guys. It was the game. And they call that. Wow. I mean, how can you be upset at Kadarius Toney? I mean, now he's dropped passes before. Okay, I'm going to get upset at that, right? But this, I don't know, man. When there was a backward pass from Travis Kelce, Mr. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, yeah, leading the most unbelievable play I have seen in a long time. It was pretty good. And it was a go-ahead touchdown. Final 2 minutes of the game. Magical play, right? Negated by another Toney error. And I'm not going to blame this on Toney this time. It was, but I can't blame it. I can't blame the guy. I just can't blame him. I mean, because the refs usually say, they tell you when you're wide out. I don't know if you guys ever played the game. I've reffed the game. We tell them. The lines judge, usually you ask. That's why you ever see the receiver out there and he looks to the quarterback and then he looks to the line and he points to the line judge. And the line judge gives him a nod, either back up or you're fine. Well, none of that happened, and he was like that all game. He was lining up. I mean, if you look at all the tapes, look at the tapes, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Look at the tape of the game. He was lining up but why would they call it right at the end of the game? Man, I don't know. I cannot believe that they would call a play like that. It just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Patrick Mahomes was just irate, man. He was just irate. He was irate, and I just couldn't believe. He was kind of upset, And of course, the thing of it is that, that line judge, landing a line judge, he was just all into his face. And he should be. He should be. And, lately, guys, some of these calls, the week before with Green Bay, the guys all on the back. Now, mind you, when you're a referee and you see a guy on the guy's back before the ball arrives, it's pass interference. It's blatant pass interference, and it wasn't called. Wow. Wow. Enjoying my cup of coffee, guys. Hopefully you guys are just grabbing. If you're new here, what I do on Thursday mornings, I have a cup of coffee. I talk to everyone about the game. We go over our stuff that bothers us, this bothers everyone. It just doesn't bother me. I know that, We won't go over the MVP crap, which is crap to me. It's all about winning and getting to the Super Bowl. That's me, Bill Belichick. Did you hear about Bill Belichick? Oh, my Lord. The New England Patriots announced this week, they announced that after this season, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots are parting ways. Yeah, they are parting ways. Man, it's funny, but that guy has won Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. I know that was the Brady factor. We do all know that. But man, Bill's going. And you know what? Think about this one. I think there's going to be a few teams. There's going to be a lot of teams try to go after him. And I think the Los Angeles Chargers would be a perfect fit for him. Perfect, because there's a reason why. Los Angeles, his twilight in his career, maybe sign a 3 to 5 year contract, something like that. And he has the quarterback, he has the players. He just needs the defense, right? He needs the defense. And if he could get that defense going for the Chargers, which he always has had that defense, I think it'd be great. I think it would be a great thing for the Los Angeles Chargers. I really do. Now, I just don't see much going on with any other team. They haven't really come out, but that's my opinion. I think it would be great to see the Los Angeles Chargers have Bill Belichick, and it'd be fun. It'd be fun. I think it would fill the stadium, and then I know he would really go. Now, the thing of it is that I don't know if it's the end for him. I don't know if he would just go into an analysis. He would be a great analyst. Excuse me. He would be a great analyst. Really, he would. He knows his stuff, right? And if you ever listen to him, he's kind of quirky and fun. He tells some great stories. Especially, he tells a story about Gronk. The first time Gronk, visited the New England Patriots, Bill walked in, and Gronk was laying down sleeping. Sleeping. Didn't make a good impression, but look what happened. Mr. MVP, of the tight ends, and it's going definitely to the Hall of Fame. So, of course, and also, the guy was Gronk was special. He was special. He was very special. And now, the Colts, Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, Zaire Franklin, all right, has driven to help empower young women. That is just, see, this is my thing. I think instead of just being a football player out there, these football players, I love that they take initiative in the community, and they go out and they really touch people, and they use their fame, so to speak, and they try to help people out there that need help. And from the moment that Zaire Franklin was selected by the Indianapolis Colts in the 7th round in 2018 NFL Draft, he has looked at an opportunity to give back to the community. And that's very important, guys. Now, for 4 years after starting a foundation, it's called Shelice Angels. That's SHELICE''S. Angels. That work to help empower young women in his native Philadelphia. Wow. The linebacker has named the Colts 2023 Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. Franklin is one of the 32 players vying for the NFL's most prestigious honor. The winner, which will be nominated during the NFL Honors on February 8th, days before Super Bowl 56. Yeah, and the guy, now, what is it about? Shelley's Angels, named after Franklin's late mother, created to honor her. He created this whole thing to honor his mom and his grandmother and 2 strong women who raised him. Just like my mom. God, I love my mom. She raised me without a dad. My dad had passed away before I was born. She had 3 jobs. 3 guys. And then near the end, she got a job at the hospital, and she worked there for like 20 years straight. Worked there until she was in her 70s. Man, I mean, she raised my brother and I. 2 boys. You know, she went through hell. You know, I mean, just, man, she was the best. She was the best. And if I had something like this, like Mr. Franklin, I would have loved to do something like this. And this is just the best. It offers young women opportunities and resources to help build their self-esteem and become equipped to eventually enter into the professional workforce. God, I wish this was around when my mom was here. It would have been nice. You know, get her into a job other than, at first she was waitress, and then she got phlebitis in her legs, and she ended up in the hospital. She almost died when I was like 13. And then she came back and she got a job at the hospital, and she read, and she, you know, my brother helped her out. My brother was an angel. My brother's an angel. My brother's my hero. Really. I mean, you always have a hero in your life. My brother has always been my hero. My brother Bill is just the most amazing person I've ever met in my whole entire life. And he really helped us out. When my mom was ill, I believe he was like 15, and he worked at Mario's Paco Bisco. I think it was as everything. He was he'd worked everything. And that, you know, he worked under the table, and he worked to make ends meet for us. And I've never really thanked him for that. And I thank you, Will. I thank you so much. You're an inspiration to everyone. My brother, Willie. And it just reminds me of my brother, this, and this really hits home for me. It hits home. I tell everyone, you know, if you have an outlet, use that outlet. Use it to good, not just for yourself, but use it for good. My mom, this is how I started. My mom used to bring me to her work. I told this story over again. If you're a new listener, I'll tell it again. Used to bring me to the work, and I'd be there on a Saturday morning. I'd be in the bar drinking Shirley Temples, thinking I was a big shot. I was like 9 years old. And the Syracuse mob would come in, and they'd bring their football parlays. And then all the cooks and the waiters and the waitresses would, and the bartenders and everyone would, put their money down on games, on a football parlay. And my mom gave the football parlay to me. It was a college football. And she won the first time I picked all the teams. And then she won again and again. And then like third time in a row. And I guess the mobsters asked my mom, who's picking these games? Oh, my son is. How old is he? 9 years old. Well, that stopped. Anyway, so I've been doing this all my life. So, and it's inbred. I don't know. It's just like Brock Purdy, right? I mean, you just don't become great like that if it's not inbred, and it just is, So, it's just a little information about me and how I become who I am. And I thank everyone for listening. I really do. I thank everyone for listening. And you guys are my heroes for listening to my show. That's for sure. Zach Wilson. How about Zach Wilson last week? Wow. I mean, congratulations, Zach. Yeah. Well, he deserves all the applause. All the applause. All the applause. The kid has been on fire. He's been taken out of the game, put back in the game as a starter. I mean, it's like the 2023 season isn't deserving of a Hollywood script, right? But putting together his best performance of the year, if not his career, was last week. I mean, it's just, I'm so happy for him because, man, talk about, 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rating of 117.9 rating. Oh, man. 30 points, 3 for 3 in the red zone. I mean, the kid really played well. And he has a nice ball. If you look at his ball, it's a nice ball. And what about Will Levis? 27 yards, right? A touchdown interception. And they beat Miami. Wow. I mean, and he can throw the ball too. He gets a little bit overexcited, and he thinks of himself as like a linebacker, Will Levis, But I'm telling you, Garrett Wilson, 14 targets last week, 9 receptions, 108 yards. Wow. I mean, I tell you, it's all about the quarterback, and I'm telling you this right now. Zach Wilson's hot. I mean, even Breece Hall, 9 targets at 8 receptions at 86 yards. Excuse me, I don't mean to. My phone is going off at the same time, and it's kind of let's turn the phone off. But the Jets, that's what they need. They need a quarterback, and that's what's happened. I just loving life large on that one, especially for Zach Wilson. Congratulations, Zach. That's for sure. And let's just get to it, guys. Let's get right to it. Let's get involved to this game at this week 15. Okay, guys, let's start right now. Oh yeah, week 15 is upon us. Let's go. Let's get into the schedule. We have tonight's game. We have, we have the Chargers looking just terrible. Justin Herbert is going under the knife. He broke his finger on his throwing hand. And, we're just going to go right into it, guys. Right in. So we have week 15, the Chargers going into Las Vegas, playing the Las Vegas Raiders. Like I said, Justin Herbert is hurt. I just don't see, it's two ugly teams. The Raiders didn't score anything last week. They lost 3-0. Amazing. And I just don't see, I think the Raiders will move against the Chargers defense. And I'm going to give this one up to the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas over to the Los Angeles Chargers. The next game, we have 3 games, guys, on Saturday. It's already that Saturday games. Wow. 10 a.m. game. The Vikings going into the Bengals. This is going to be an interesting game, guys. It's, the Vikings just won 3-0. They have a brand new quarterback. They're not going to start Dobbs. I think that's a mistake. But so I'm giving this one up to the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they're a hotter team. I think they're a better team. They're at home. It's really hard to play it at home. And now the Vikings went to Las Vegas last week, and they played the Las Vegas Raiders. They won 3-0. They didn't really look too good. And they got good defense. I think Browning is really good. He's a great second-string quarterback. He could probably be a first-string quarterback somewhere on a team, maybe the Vikings if Kirk Cousins isn't around. And, there's a few teams that would love to have Browning on their team right now. So, but I'm giving this one up to the Cincinnati Bengals over the Minnesota Vikings in Cincinnati. We have another great game. 3 great Saturday games. The next Saturday game is the Pittsburgh Steelers 7-6, the Indianapolis Colts 7-6. Now, mind you, I think the Indianapolis Colts on this one, guys. It's just the way they are. Jonathan Taylor might be playing in this game. They're telling everyone he might be playing. Excuse me. The let me see. The offense is 14th of the Colts. 17th passing, and the Steelers are still 27th, 28th. 27th in offense and 28th on passing. I got to give this to the Colts because it's going to be at their home field, and they're going to have their home. It's really hard. The minute you go into a home field advantage, in Pittsburgh, their offense isn't really the best. It's their defense. But, their defense, everyone says their defense is so great, and I know it is good, but, it's not, amazing. It's only 21st. They have the 21st defense in the NFL, 21st. So, I don't know, the analysts that say, they're 21st. Let's just go on stats. They're 21st. Colts over the Steelers. The next game is a tough one. The Lions are faltering. They're at home. They're playing the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are playing out of their minds. They just are. That defense of the Broncos is 30th. And you know why they're 30th? It's because of the games before. But their rushing is 13th for the Broncos. The rushing of the Lions is 5th. The defense of the Lions is 15th, even though that they got lit up by the Bears. And then 7th in passing and 3rd in offense. You look at the stats. The stats point to the Lions. And don't hate me, Detroit Lion fans. This is going to be my upset special. I'm picking the Denver Broncos to beat the Detroit Lions in Detroit on Saturday night. It's a Saturday night game, and I'm picking the Broncos to beat the Lions in Detroit. That's a tough one. Now, if it was in Denver, it would be hands down, but I just don't see the way the Lions are playing lately, and that Denver defense is coming alive. I'm giving it up to the Denver Broncos. Now, Sunday games. We have the Atlanta Falcons going into the Panthers playing the 1-12 Panthers. Ugly, ugly, ugly game. The Panthers 6-7. I mean, not the Panthers, but the Falcons 6-7. I can't see it happening. I just can't see the Panthers winning this game. Falcons over the Panthers on Sunday morning. And then we have the Chicago Bears, 5-8, playing out of their minds last week, mind you. Now, I don't know what the Chicago Bears are thinking, what they're going to do in Cleveland, because they are playing a great defense, and the Bears have a great defense as well. I mean, they do. They're 12th now, but they're number 1 against the rush. And what are the Browns? They're 7th in rushing. The Browns' number 1 defense. Offense is 19th, 23rd in passing. Ugly. I mean, it's going to be a low scoring game, guys. Low scoring game. I see the Bears upsetting the Browns on this one. I do. In Chicago. In Cleveland. I'm going to give this one up to the Chicago Bears over the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, mind you. In Cleveland. Wow. That's a huge pick. We have the Bucks, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing the Green Bay Packers. In Green Bay looked terrible against the New York Giants. I cannot believe they lost to the New York Giants. What a humiliating defeat that was. Now they have to go back home and play the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're both 6-7. I'd see the Bucks winning this game. I'm giving the Tampa Bay Bucks over to Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. I know that's going beyond over the edge on this one, but I'm going to pick the Tampa Bay Bucks. I just am. I don't know. The Green Bay Packers at home, the way they played last week, I mean, you look at the stats, I give the stats to the Packers, but the way they played last week, it was lethargic against the Giants. I'm sorry, guys. Giant fans, and DeVito looking great. We have the next game, we have the New York Jets going into Miami. Can Miami play even worse? They lost to the Titans. The Titans, guys. The Titans. Wow. I just can't believe they lost to the Titans. I think they're going to shore up their offense, but that defense of the Jets is just on fire. Just on fire, right? So, now, I mean, the way the Dolphins looked, they looked horrendous. And the Jets now, their offense looking better. I mean, the Jets could win this game, guys. The Jets could really win this game. I mean, this is an up for grabs game. If the Dolphins play the way they played against the Titans, they're going to lose. Tyreek Hill getting hurt. I mean, isn't it funny how one person gets hurt? Tyreek Hill. And he opens up so much in their offense. He does, man. I mean, you always have to double team him. You have to play deep. And, and that's tough. And then you have the Jets defense with Sauce Gardner. It's in Miami. You know what, guys? Zach Wilson played out of his mind last week. He had his 117 passer rating. I don't know if he can do 2 in a row. He certainly isn't consistent, right? So that's his thing. He's not a consistent quarterback, and that's the reason why he's been teetering between first and second and third string. And this is an iffy game. This is like a quarter. Throw it up, heads or tails. Is Miami, are they going to play like they did last week, against the Titans? Now, they're playing against a number 5 defense, and Zach Wilson could get hot again, right? Bill, my brother, Brian Watson, I know you guys listen to the show. You're always waiting. Will the Jets win? Will the Jets win? I think the Jets might beat Miami this game. I'm going to give the upset to the Jets over at Miami Dolphins in Miami. I think the Miami Dolphins are going to falter in this one. We have the New York Football Giants 5-8 going into the New Orleans Saints 6-7. Wow. I mean, this game is just, you know, and I just don't see it. I mean, the New York Football Giants, DeVito, their winning streak. The Saints, they're the Aints. They're turning into the Aints. But the Saints have to win to keep up with the Falcons and the Bucs, right? And the Bucs are going to win, I think. I already called the Bucs to win. I already called the Falcons to win. So the Saints better win this game. And I just don't believe in the New York Football Giants. I just don't believe in them. Sorry, guys. I just don't believe in them. And I'm giving this one up to the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. The next game. Yeah. The next game we have the Houston Texans. After their loss, right? Going into the Titans. 5-8 Titans. After the big win against the Miami Dolphins, they're at home. They're at home. They're playing the Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud is questionable to play in this game. So, and they don't have Tank Dell. They don't have Dell, right? And the Collins is questionable as well. Nico Collins. So Nico Collins and Stroud are questionable. The Titans look good. I mean, their defense looked good. I just can't get on the bandwagon of the Titans. But Will Levis looked great. They're at home. They're 5-8. They're 5-8 for a reason, guys. They're 5-8 for a reason, because it's their rankings. Their rankings. You have to look at their rankings. 25th offense against the 9th ranked offense of the Houston Texans. The defense of the Titans are 17th, middle of the road. Defense for the Houston Texans, 20th. The passing for the Texans are 4th. The passing for the Titans are 24th. They were 31st in the beginning of the year, so now they're 24th because of Will Levis. The rushing is better on the Titans. Singletary, he's going to play. He hasn't been doing too well lately. Oh, man, this is another hard game to really pick. It's just, 7-6, 5-8. It's just, I mean, the way they've been playing, they're at home. Houston's at home. I'm going to give this one up to the Houston Texans over the Titans in Tennessee. The next game we have the Kansas City Chiefs going into New England, playing the New England Patriots, 3-10. I think this is where Kansas City strikes back and they get back on the winning track. Mahomes is pissed off. Kelsey's pissed off. They're pissed off at the refs. I mean, the refs have been really terrible to the Kansas City Chiefs lately. They really have. I mean, the blatant pass interference against the Packers, and now the offsides of Tony. Come on, man. Really? Their 7th offense, 6th defense, 6th passing, and 17th rushing, and the Patriots 28th, 8th in defense. Great defense for the Pats. I think they'll keep it close. They'll keep it close, but in the end, the Kansas City Chiefs will beat the New England Patriots in New England, and Bill will be 3-11, and he'll be saying goodbye at the end of the season. So, oh well. The next game we have the lock of the week. The lock of the week is the San Francisco 49ers going into Arizona, mind you. Into Arizona. They're away. 10-3 Niners. 3-10 Cardinals. They always do good at home. So watch out. Watch out. But I just don't see it happening. Watch out. Meaning watch out. Who's going to score more? The San Francisco 49ers over the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona, my lock of the week. So, and I have a few upsets going here too. So, guys, got to listen to the show. We have the Commanders, 4-9, going into Los Angeles, playing the Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Rams. I made a mistake last week. I am noticing the mistake right now. It's the Los Angeles Rams. We have two teams. We have the Los Angeles Rams and we have the Los Angeles Chargers. The Commanders are playing the Los Angeles Rams in SoFi Stadium. And I just see the Los Angeles Rams winning this game. So give it up to the Los Angeles Rams. The next game is huge. It's huge. It's a 125 game, the only 125 game. And it's the Cowboys going into the Buffalo Bills. Yes, the Cowboys on a roll, 10-3, going into the Buffalo Bills. I mean, wow, this is going to be an exciting game. I think this is the best game of the week. Really, I do. Well, you're going to have to realize that in Buffalo, it's going to be in the 40s, and it's going to be raining. I think there's like a 60% chance of rain. I mean, you never know Buffalo weather. It could be rain, could turn into snow, and man. And it's outdoors. Cowboys playing great, but they're now playing the Buffalo Bills. And I think this is where the Cowboys falter and lose, because the Buffalo Bills really need to win. It's a must-win for the Bills. They've been playing great ball. They played great ball last week. And I think they're definitely going to give the Cowboys a run for their money. Josh Allen, he can get out of harm's way. They just need to figure out how to stop the Dallas Cowboys rush. But I think Josh Allen can do that. I think he's a special quarterback. I really do. I mean, it's the two top quarterbacks, Dak Prescott and Josh Allen. If you look at their turnovers to touchdowns, they're the top two quarterbacks in the NFL. So it's going to be an exciting game. I'm giving this one up to the Buffalo Bills over the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday afternoon. Now, we have Sunday Night Football. The Baltimore Ravens, 10-3, going into Jacksonville, playing the Jacksonville Jags, 8-5. Jacksonville just not looking right last week. Trevor Lawrence is playing on one leg. Really. I mean, the guy is just, hats off to Trevor Lawrence. Never missed a game in college, never missed a game in the pros. The kid is solid. I mean, there's not many quarterbacks like him. Maybe like Patrick Mahomes. Reminds me of Patrick Mahomes playing with a bum ankle. And this is going to be an interesting game. The Jags are going to play well. They're at home. Baltimore Ravens are playing really, really good ball right now. They really are. I think this is going to be decided in the defense. I really do. You have the number 2 defense. No, Cleveland's number 1 and Baltimore's number 2. You have the number 6 offense in the land, but the number 11th offense of the Jags. But this is where it gets tricky. The defense for the Jags is 24th. Their passing is 9th. Baltimore's passing is 19th. But here we go. Rushing. Number 1 rushing offense in the game is the Ravens. And they're going against number 24 for the Jags. And the Jags are beat up. The Jags are beat up. Etienne is beaten up. His ribs. The ankle of Trevor Lawrence. And then Christian Kirk is out. Their big star wide receiver. He just had surgery on his groin. So it just doesn't look promising for the Jacksonville Jags in this game. The injuries, Ravens injury is not as great. Stanley's there. I just don't see the Ravens losing this game. Give it up to the Baltimore Ravens over the Jacksonville Jags on Sunday Night Football. Last game, guys. Last game. We have the Philadelphia Eagles, 10-3 Philadelphia Eagles going into Seattle. Now, Phillies, they've lost 2 in a row. And You know, they're hurting, they're smarting, but they're a good team. But, you know, as the Seahawks kept it close to San Francisco, didn't they? 12 points, right? And, you know, and in San Francisco at the time, too. So, you know, and Seahawks aren't schmucks. They aren't. They are not schmucks. Their 20th offense against the eighth offense of the Eagles. This is where the Eagles, their Eagles secondary and, you know, their backfield, this is their Achilles heel. I told everyone in the beginning of the season, this is going to be their Achilles heel. I was right. The defense is 22nd for the Eagles and 28th for the Seahawks. So, but the Seahawks run defense is literally top four, and the run for the Eagles is 8th, right? So I don't think they're going to be able to run off of the Seattle Seahawks. Maybe pass, but the passing is 13th for the Seattle Seahawks and 13th for the Eagles and 15th for the Seahawks. You know, just is Drew Lock going to start? Now, if Drew Lock starts, give it up to the Eagles. If he doesn't start, if Geno Smith starts, give it up to the Seahawks. There you go, guys. That's my pick. Drew Lock starts for the Eagles. For the Seattle Seahawks. If Drew Lock starts for the Seattle Seahawks, they will lose, and the Philadelphia Eagles will win. If Geno Smith starts, I'm going to give it up to the Seattle Seahawks. So it's either or. And I don't know. It's a Thursday morning. Geno Smith is questionable. So that's the way I'm calling this game. All right, guys. It's been fun. It's gonna be great, guys. I mean, I got the Raiders, I got the Bengals, I got the Colts, I got an upset special, the Broncos over the Lions. I have the Falcons. I have another upset of the Bears over the Cleveland Browns. I have the Bucks over the Packers. I even have the Jets that beat the Miami Dolphins. I have the Saints over the Giants. The Houston Texans over the Titans. I have the Kansas City Chiefs over the Patriots. The San Francisco 49ers that beat the Arizona Cardinals. My lock of the week. That's the San Francisco 49ers. I have the Rams that beat the Washington Commanders at home. I have the Bills, the Buffalo Bills, that beat the Dallas Cowboys at home. I have the Baltimore Ravens over the Jags. And it's either or for the Philadelphia Eagles or Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith plays, and the Seattle Seahawks win. Drew Lock plays. Philadelphia Eagles win. Thank you so much, guys. Tune in next week, guys.